Every great sports team has one common factor: great ownership.
Jeffrey Lurie.
Another world championship. I'll tell you what, let's shoot for 3.
So, with the regular season quickly approaching, how about we dive into our 2025 rankings of all 32 NFL team owners from worst to first. Number 32, David Tepper, Carolina Panthers. The Panthers are a pathetic 36-80 over Tepper's first 7 years in charge, winning 5 or fewer games in 5 separate campaigns. His hands-on approach has been the issue in Carolina. Including interims, Tepper is already on his 7th head coach, meaning that he is averaging a new head coach every single year. Number 31, Woody Johnson, New York Jets. The Jets have the longest active playoff drought, having last qualified way back when in 2010. He's recycled through GMs and coaches like clockwork. Oh, and the report that Johnson asked his teenage son for input on personnel decisions, nixing a trade for Jerry Jeudy because his Madden rating wasn't high enough. Oh boy. Number 30, Shad Khan, Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville is 64-148-0 in 13 years under Khan, with only 2 playoff berths and 3 winning seasons. Constant firings and new hirings are in the name of the game in Duval County, but the results have mostly stayed the same. Number 29, Jimmy Haslam, Cleveland Browns. Haslam sold out his morals and alienated a giant portion of his fan base to complete, the worst NFL trade since the Herschel Walker fiasco in 1989 by bringing in Deshaun Watson. And just out of curiosity, how has Baker Mayfield done since the Browns unfairly ditched him? A 73-138-1 record is nothing to brag about. Number 28, Gail Benson, New Orleans Saints. Gail inherited the Saints after the passing of her husband Tom Benson in 2018, and in hindsight, it's clear that the club's early success with Benson was brought on by Sean Payton and Drew Brees. Mrs. Benson has been, quite frankly, a terrible owner since Brees' retirement. She has let GM Mickey Loomis run this team into the ground over the last 4 years, settling on 7-9 win seasons instead of just committing to the long overdue rebuild. Number 27, Michael Bidwell, Arizona Cardinals. Since Bidwell became the principal owner in 2020, Arizona has gone 35-49-0 with 1 playoff appearance. His handling of Kyler Murray's contract, see the mandatory study clause that was later revoked, is further proof that Bidwell does not know how to run a successful football operation. Number 26, Mark Davis, Las Vegas Raiders. Since inheriting the Raiders from his father, the legendary Al Davis, in 2011, Davis has cemented himself as a terrible owner. The Raiders have had just 2 winning seasons and 0 playoff wins under his belt. Unfortunately for Raiders fans, winning is the least of Davis's worries. As long as tickets are sold and butts are in seats, the man, unfortunately, is happy. Number 25, Carly Irsay Gordon, Indianapolis Colts. Irsay Gordon and her sisters Casey Foyt and Kaylin Jackson became co-owners following the tragic passing of their father, Jim Irsay, on May 21st. We can't really rank her any higher until we actually see how the team performs on the field. Number 24, George McCaskey, Chicago Bears. McCaskey took over as the controlling owner after his mother, Virginia Hollis McCaskey, passed away at the age of 102 in February. George is not exactly popular among Bears fans. Will Caleb Williams and new head coach Ben Johnson revive the franchise and help McCaskey shoot up the owner rankings? Well, stay tuned. Number 23, Amy Adams Strunk, Tennessee Titans. Strunk had a reputation as a hands-off owner, with GM John Robinson and head coach Mike Vrabel leading this team to 3 straight playoff appearances from 2019 to 2021. But once Strunk got involved, it all backfired. She curiously fired the well-respected Vrabel as head coach in 2024. They hardly gave Rand Carthen a chance before firing and replacing him with Mike Borgonzi. 3 straight losing seasons tells you the rest. Number 22, John Mara, New York Giants. Mara has overseen 2 Super Bowl championship seasons since taking over in 2005. We're not here to tell you that he's been a great owner over the past decade.
I'm gonna have a tough time sleeping if Saquon goes to Philadelphia, I'll tell you that.
But he's got double the rings of all the owners who are ranked below him on this list. Number 21, Mike Brown, Cincinnati Bengals. We know the Bengals have enjoyed a return to relevance under Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, but that has nothing to do with Brown. He's been the owner since 1991. The Bengals are 79 games below 500 in that period. Brown's status as a cheap owner is well documented. If not not for Burrow and Chase, Brown would be bottom 3 on our list. Number 20, Stephen Ross, Miami Dolphins. 3 playoff berths and 0 wins over Ross's first 16 years as ownership leaves much to be desired. Ross made headlines with his Tom Brady/Sean Payton tampering incident and for curiously firing Brian Flores, who accused Ross of bribing him to tank in 2019. Ross is not a great owner by any means, but it's hard to make a case that the ones below him are any better. Number 19, Dean Spanos, Los Angeles Chargers. He'll always be a villain in San Diego for moving the team to LA in 2017, but he's mostly a hands-off owner and he actually hit a home run on the Jim Harbaugh hiring last year. Number 18, Cal McNair, Houston Texans. McNair didn't win a lot of points when he gave Bill O'Brien the GM and head coaching duties together in 2019, only to watch the team implode. I mean, firing David Coley and Lovie Smith after just 1 year apiece didn't look so good either. But hey, credit where it's due. McNair hit the jackpot by making Nick Caserio his new GM. Number 17, Arthur Blank, Atlanta Falcons. Blank has always been okay with, his team just being okay. Ever since that Super Bowl 51 collapse. They haven't made the playoffs since 2017 and have been stuck in the mushy middle, finishing with exactly 7 wins 5 times since 2018. Number 16, Rob Walton and Greg Penner, Denver Broncos. They struck out on the Russell Wilson trade, but they made a big splash for Sean Payton that actually paid off. Payton got the Broncos back to the playoffs in year 1 with Bo Nix as QB. Just saying, that's what happens when new owners take over but stay hands off. Number 15, Jerry Jones, Dallas Cowboys. Jones is a tough one to rank. We know the Cowboys would be better off if he sold the team or gave up GM duties, but Jones will just never change his ways, even if his last of 3 Super Bowl triumphs occurred 3 decades ago. But hey, to Jones's credit, the Cowboys are always competitive and in the playoff mix. He knows how to draft, and he always pays top dollar to keep his players. Number 14, Jody Allen, Seattle Seahawks. Allen inherited the team from her late brother Paul in 2018 and has mostly done a fine job from the ownership booth. The Seahawks have only had 1 losing season under her tenure, going 58-42-0 in her first 6 full seasons at the helm. Number 13, Ziggy Wilf, Minnesota Vikings. We know the lack of a Lombardi trophy still hurts Vikings fans, but Wilf has done his best to keep this team in the mix. 8 playoff appearances and 2 NFC Championship game berths over his first 20 years is no joke. Wilf's Vikings have won at least 7 games in 16 of his 20 seasons in charge. And his current team is set up for long-term success with franchise cornerstones like Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and Christian Darrisaw. Number 12, Denise DeBartolo York, San Francisco 49ers. Her son, Jed York, is a polarizing figure as the CEO of the 49ers, but consistent playoff appearances and 3 near Super Bowl victories cannot be frowned upon. Number 11, Glazer family, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They were once viewed as one of the worst ownership groups in the entire NFL. But boy, have things changed since they won the Tom Brady free agent sweepstakes in 2020. 5 straight playoff berths, 4 division titles, and a Super Bowl banner have changed the narrative around the Glazer family. Number 10, Josh Harris, Washington Commanders. In Harris's second season as owner, the Commanders won 12 games, ended a 19-year playoff win drought, and reached their first NFC Championship game in 33 years. So, what can they do for an encore? Number 9, Sheila Ford Hamp, Detroit Lions. Ford Hamp took over ownership when her mother Martha Firestone Ford stepped down in 2020, and the results have been tremendous. Ford Hamp cleaned house by firing Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia. They were replaced with Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, who have since made the Lions a Super Bowl contender. Number 8, Terry Pegula, Buffalo Bills. Yeah, he's not popular as owner of the NHL's Buffalo Sabres, but Pegula has sure done his part in turning the Bills back into an AFC powerhouse. Number 7, Steve Piscotty, Baltimore Ravens. 4 AFC Championship games, a Super Bowl 47 triumph, and a 205-135-0 record speaks for itself. Number 6, Green Bay Packers Inc., Green Bay Packers. The Cheeseheads have been a model of consistency since the Brett Favre era began in 1992. They are in the mix every year, so Packers Inc. is doing something right. Number 5, Art Rooney II, Pittsburgh Steelers. When you haven't had a losing season since 2003, and when you've won 3 AFC titles and 2 Super Bowls in that period, well, you're doing something right. Number 4, Stan Kroenke, Los Angeles Rams. Since 2017, the Rams have made the playoffs 6 times and won 2 NFC championships and Super Bowl 56. On-field results sort of speak for themselves. Number 3, Robert Kraft, New England Patriots. We know We know the Pats have sunk to total irrelevance since Kraft made the regrettable choice to let Bill Belichick kick Tom Brady out of town. But man, 6 Super Bowl rings. Number 2, Jeff Lurie, Philadelphia Eagles. Lurie let Roseman run the show on his own, and it's produced 3 NFC championships and 2 Super Bowls. Like, who wouldn't want to work with this guy? Number 1, Clark Hunt, Kansas City Chiefs. Hunt has become the golden standard of NFL ownership over the past 6 years. He is hands-off and lets his employees and players just do their thing. But hey, what changes would you make to our rankings of all 32 NFL team owners for 2025? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, then clicking the like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea, because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.